One of the most frequent questions asked by crypto skeptics is, what can you actually do with crypto besides financial speculation and crimes? It's a tough question to answer, in part because most of the successful and legal uses of cryptocurrency so far have been in finance or finance-adjacent fields. There are plenty of crypto exchanges, NFT trading platforms and video games that involve buying and selling crypto tokens, but so far not many crypto projects have what I'd call normie utility, which is solving problems that exist for people outside the crypto world that aren't primarily about buying or selling digital assets, and that would be impossible to solve with normal, non-crypto technology. There actually is one that does. It's called Helium. On a basic level, Helium is a decentralized wireless network for Internet of Things devices, powered by cryptocurrency. The Internet of Things, or IoT, refers to a system of interrelated internet-connected objects that are able to collect and transfer data over a wireless network without human intervention. The personal or business possibilities are endless. A thing can refer to a connected medical device, a biochip transponder, a solar panel, a connected automobile with sensors that alert the driver to a myriad of possible issues like fuel, tire pressure, needed maintenance, and more. Or any object outfitted with sensors that has the ability to gather and transfer data over a network. Today, businesses are motivated by IoT and the prospects of increasing revenue, reducing operating costs, and improving efficiencies. Businesses are also driven by a need for regulatory compliance. Regardless of the reasons, IoT device deployments provide the data and insights necessary to streamline workflows, visualize usage patterns, automate processes, meet compliance requirements, and compete more effectively in a changing business environment. Now, back to Helium. The network is made up of devices called Helium hotspots, gadgets with antennas that can send small amounts of data over long distances using radio frequencies. These hotspots, which cost roughly $500 a piece and can reach 200 times further than conventional Wi-Fi hotspots, share their owner's bandwidth with nearby internet-connected devices like parking meters, air quality sensors, or smart kitchen appliances. Anyone can use the Helium network, although most of its users so far are companies like Lime, which has used Helium to keep tabs on its connected scooters, and the Victor Mousetrap Company, which uses it for a new line of internet-connected traps. More than 500,000 Helium hotspots are in use around the world, with thousands being added to the network every day. Here's where the crypto part comes in. In addition to transmitting data, Helium hotspots reward their owners for participating in the network by creating units of a cryptocurrency called HNT. These tokens can be bought and sold on the open market like any other cryptocurrency, and the more a hotspot is used, the more HNT tokens it generates. Helium, which was founded in 2013, didn't start off as a crypto company. Its founders originally tried to build a long-range peer-to-peer wireless network the old-fashioned way, by persuading people and businesses to set up hotspots and stringing them together, but they struggled to get enough participants, and the network stalled. Frank Mung, Helium's chief operating officer, said that the company was running out of money in 2017 when an engineer suggested that more people might be willing to set up hotspots if they could earn cryptocurrency by doing it. That incentive model, powered by crypto, actually makes sense in this case, Mr. Mung said. So the company tore up its old business model and settled on a new one. Instead of building its network itself, Helium would make it fully decentralized and let users build it themselves by buying and connecting their own hotspots. Participants would be paid in crypto tokens, and they'd get to vote on proposed ideas for changes to the network. If the prices of those tokens rose, they'd make even more money, and set up even more hotspots. The new model, which was released back in 2019, worked like a charm. Crypto fans raced to set up Helium hotspots and start generating crypto tokens. They traded tips on Reddit and YouTube for increasing the range of their hotspots by attaching them to tall buildings or putting antennas on their roofs. Some hotspot owners claim to have made thousands of dollars a month this way, although earnings have fallen as more hotspots have been added to the network. This truly is one of crypto's superpowers, the ability to kickstart projects by providing an incentive to get in on the ground floor. Not everything could be improved by attaching itself to a cryptocurrency mining scheme, but in Helium's case, crypto made sense as a way to encourage participation and give hotspot owners the satisfaction of building something they owned. Armand Desfouli Arjumandi, a computer programmer in Philadelphia who hosts a podcast about Helium, said that the network's decentralization was the biggest selling point. If this network was built on some centralized platform, there's always a chance that the platform IPOs, or they get acquired, and suddenly this whole physical infrastructure that was built by loads of people is at the whims of whichever company owns it. We can find a lot to like about Helium. Unlike many other crypto projects, it's a real product used by real people and companies every day. The people involved in it aren't brazen speculators, and most appear to be genuinely interested in creating a decentralized wireless network. And it's going to become more useful in the coming months as new kinds of 5G hotspots make it possible to send data over the network at higher speeds. In addition, Helium's blockchain is secured with a type of algorithm known as proof of coverage, which requires much less energy than the proof-of-work algorithms used by Bitcoin and some other cryptocurrencies, and is significantly less harmful to the environment. Helium says its hotspots use about the same amount of energy as a 5-watt light bulb. Now, let's put Helium through our normie utility test. Does it solve a non-crypto problem? Yes. There are millions of connected devices in the world, and connecting these devices to the Helium network is significantly cheaper than buying a cellular data plan for each device, because of the hotspot's long range. Helium's network can also reach places that typical Wi-Fi and cellular networks don't. Is it useful for something other than speculation? Also yes. The Helium network itself has value, and although hotspot owners can and do profit when the price of HNT rises, the main way they're making money is by adding new hotspots, not by day trading HNT tokens on a crypto exchange. Could Helium have worked without crypto technology? Not really. The company tried the non-crypto approach, and it nearly went bankrupt. But adding tokens to the mix solved what technologists called the cold start problem. The fact that attracting the first users to a new network is often hard, because a network isn't very valuable yet. Helium isn't perfect. Like many crypto projects, it exists in a regulatory gray area, and users could be in for a shock if Washington decides to crack down. Federal regulators have suggested that lots of crypto tokens may qualify as securities, which could make Helium hotspot owners subject to all kinds of thorny security laws. And right now, most hotspots are in high-density cities, making it less useful to people in more remote areas. Putting a Helium hotspot in your house might also technically violate your internet service provider's terms of service, since it involves reselling a portion of your bandwidth. The terms of service for Comcast Xfinity subscribers, for example, prohibit using your connection for any purpose other than personal and non-commercial residential use. So far, internet service providers haven't cracked down on Helium users en masse, but that could change. What I like about Helium, despite these limitations, is that it has largely avoided the hype and inflated claims that surround many crypto projects. It's not promising to revolutionize commerce and culture, to deliver us from government censorship, or to change the fabric of our daily lives. It's just a useful piece of real-world infrastructure, attached to a crypto mining scheme that allows the whole thing to work without a big company standing in the middle. To conclude everything, Helium is a blockchain network that leverages a decentralized global network of hotspots, devices that double as network miners and wireless access points, initially to provide long-range connectivity to Internet of Things devices, and long-term to connect anything to the internet via a decentralized wireless network such as 5G. Hotspots can be deployed by anyone and enable individuals to earn Helium's native HNT coins in exchange for providing devices with connectivity. This decentralized, blockchain-based approach allows wireless infrastructure to scale more rapidly and at a fraction of the cost of traditional models. With a growing network of Helium hotspots around the world, developers and businesses are able to affordably connect to a new class of IoT devices that would otherwise be impossible, from remote wildfire or environmental sensors to smart pet collars, scooters, and bikes being tracked across any city. Hotspots are plug-and-play wireless devices that provide connectivity 200 times further than Wi-Fi with Helium LongFi. The combination of the LoRaWAN wireless protocol and the Helium blockchain. Hotspots also act as miners on the Helium blockchain, incentivizing anyone to deploy a hotspot and earn HNT for building the network and transferring device data at a fraction of the cost compared to cellular. Only 50 to 100 hotspots are needed to provide coverage for an entire city. A variety of Helium hotspots are available through third-party manufacturers that have been approved by the Helium community. Demand for hotspots has been remarkably high, paralleling the rapid global growth of the Helium crypto community and the ecosystem of developers building applications to utilize the network.